Ladies and gentlemen, my name as always is Ryan, aka Ryman, and this, once again, is the Bizarre Adventures in Katawa Shoujo. Last time we were here, I cut it off a little bit early in my opinion actually, and so I decided I was going to make it up for you. We were in the library with Hanako. I believe we were saying our goodbyes. Here we go. I can see how hard it was for her to get that simple sentence out of her mouth. It leaves me hanging for a moment. Oh yeah, that's right. She was so sweet, and she was actually thanking us for hanging out with her. Holy crap, girl, you blushing? Oh, shiznit. So, there's someone in the school who is even lonelier than me. I'm not even 90 seconds back into this, and you already have to hit me in that department game. No, you can't relate to me on shit like it. No, get out of my soul, no. Maybe lonely is the wrong word. Yeah, let's go on to happy words. I haven't been lacking company for this first week, but I've still managed to feel somewhat alone and detached. Maybe lonely is a wrong word for Hanako, too. She has Lily, after all, doesn't she? I realize I've been staying there for too long without answering, and pull off a flawless, not too exaggerated smile. You're welcome. Good night, Hanako. Night. I leave her to finish her book and head back to the dorms and the promise of food. We were that close the last time to the end of the chapter. You know what? That settles it. I'm making through with my promise. I'm seeing this particular chapter all the way to the end, because if I'm reading this sentence correctly, the next day, we are in Sunday of this world. That means it's the festival. We have to see this through, people. So take my hand. Don't actually take my hand. And just follow me. We have adventure. The next day, I wake up feeling a little lightheaded. It's almost noon already. I had to stop myself from making a joke. Oh, that would have been bad. Don't ask about it. Sleeping late is fine, since it's a Sunday and there are no classes. Not just a Sunday, though, but the festival as well. From my window, I can already see some people at the soba booth slinging noodles. Soba booth? Okay, slinging noodles onto plates for people with a craving for low-quality food. I throw back a handful of my morning happy pills and ponder how to spend the day. There will be a few exams in the coming week, but I don't consider those as ominous as others, so I'm not as worried about them as I probably should be. I probably would have just stayed in and studied. That was me, though. Yes, I can hear you now, Mark. Shut the fuck up. You never had a chance. With no urgent obligations regarding education, I should be free to spend the day at the festival as I like. Finishing my morning routine, I exit into the hallway, intending to go out and find something to eat. Passing by his door, I decide to see what Kenji's up to for today out of impulse. Already sensing that's a bad idea. I'm curious if he has any plans, since everyone is doing something. Then again, I can picture him having built a soundproof shelter in his room. Or possibly something like a fort, complete with no girls allowed sign. I can actually perfectly picture that in my head too, like a little pillow fort, and he made a little porthole somewhere. You just see his just his glasses peering out. Of course, you can't see anything. And the girl's crossed out and body crudely scrawled underneath it. Knocking on his door, which is luckily avoided of any kind of sign, I hear again the unsettling clicking of at least 10 locks being pulled back. The door opens up a crack.
Who is it?
You're supposed to ask that before you open the door.
Oh, it's you. Damn, it's early.
It's not early, it's nearly noon. I'm gonna once again avoid the joke that's swimming around in my head screaming to be let out. It's not really that early.
What is it, man?
Nothing. I was just gonna ask you what you're gonna do today. Half the school is out there already.
Out where? Why?
Oh my god! You can actually see his fucking eyes. What? Nani?
What? Is today special? Why are they there? Who are? I can hear them. It's loud. Don't tell me. Has the invasion begun?
Yes. The invasion's begun. Follow. I have in my pocket here a list of directions you need to go to for a bunker that I've set up outside of town. There is an Arasaka Japanese rifle there waiting for you. Don't ask me where I got the rifle. Just Godspeed. He suddenly looks more alarmed.
What day is it, man?
It's Sunday. Maybe he'll think feminists don't do anything on Sunday. Yeah, I guess you can't see the big wooden boots outside and people selling stuff.
What the hell are you talking about? I have my curtains closed at all times to thwart the snipers.
It's the festival. You know that, right?
Oh shit, that's today? Ah, damn. Damn it! Damn it! I can't believe I forgot. I don't have my fort finished yet. This is bad. This is going to be a very bad day. It's good you told me this, man. This is going to be a bad day.
Why?
Oh man, they're gonna be everywhere. The people. Outside my window. Socializing.
Kenji rubs his temples nervously, suddenly looking very ill.
It's going to be loud as hell. Damn. And I was going to go out today. But now it's ruined. Everything is ruined. Autistic screeching. Ah! This is off.
Get a grip. Get a grip.
This is awful. This sucks. This sucks. What the hell? This really sucks. I can't go anywhere now. There's nowhere to run.
Kenji seems nervous. Seems nervous. Okay. You could even say he's majorly freaking out.
I can't believe this. So that's what today was.
I just imagine him slumping down against the wall going into a fetal position.
Damn, and I couldn't even prepare for it. And I couldn't even brace myself, and now it's here, and I can't do anything. You should have told me earlier, dude. I mean, at least, I know, but I could have known earlier. Imagine what I could have accomplished.
Sorry, I thought you knew. So, I guess you're not going to do anything today. The weather is even good. Yesterday was really windy, so I thought today would be cold. It's not. Though, so there's no reason to just stay inside. Yeah, you should check out the festival out. Kenji groans and covers his face with his hands.
No! No! I can't do it! They'll leave me alive out there, I know it!
This has to be a joke. A very bad and sad joke. But he said with such a straight face. Relatively straight.
What are you gonna do? We should hang out in here. You can help me build my fort. We might still make it if we work together.
You know what, Kenji? I think I'm just gonna put my helmet on, grab my rifle, fix bayonets, and charge. That's what I'm gonna do. I don't know. I'm pretty hungry, so I thought I'd get some food first and then check out the attractions. Your class project seemed pretty cool, and I gave a hand with it, so I want to see it at least. So I want to see at least that one and chat with Lily, I guess. Speaking of that, don't you have any obligation for the project? Okay, let's do this.
Are you out of your mind? That blind broad is up to no good. I can feel it in my spleen, man. Her presence is like a dark shadow that's away of my great vision. As expected of blind people. What?
Motherfucker, you're blind! No, fuck your line. I'm going with mine. He holds his hand up to interrupt me.
Only legally.
What?
Metaphorically, I can see farther than any man before me has seen.
But can you see why kids love Cinnamon Toast Crunch? Kenji looks stoically into the metaphorical distance to emphasize his statement, thrusting his chin forward to look manlier. Actually, it's just a corridor wall 2 meters away, but it's all the same.
I can see the future of mankind, and it's dark one unless the threat of women is stifled. They are everywhere.
He fingers his scarf nervously, faster and faster like he's trying to start a fire, then slowly begins to calm down once the panic attack finishes rushing its course. Running. Read, Ryan.
I'm going to have to find some place to hide in. A safe haven. Outer Haven! Ooh! And then knock the lights out of myself so I don't have to experience this horrible day.
He's gonna get jacked up on booze. That's the plan.
I have the perfect thing for that. I must prepare now. Don't go to the festival.
Okay.
Later, dude.
The door slowly closes with a low creak, and I don't know how to feel about what Kenji just said. Isao, my man, for every time I regret you knocking on his door to spark up conversation, I immediately take it back once it's done. That was a gem. After buying a plastic plate, Tokiyaki, from the stall belonging to the class next to ours, I take a seat at the school gardens and watch people pass as I tentatively nibble away at the rather bland-tasting item. Listen to all those people you can obviously see. I guess I shouldn't complain. It's better than nothing, and it didn't cost much. As I look out towards the school, watching the people coming and going proves a surprisingly entertaining way of passing the time as I eat. Okay, here we go. Here are the people. Gray, soulless silhouettes. Little and worse yet, children are here. Ugh. Little children accompanied by parents or grandparents scamper about in the din from event to event. One hand dragging their company and the other bearing an oversized, colorful snack. I can't help but notice the age range among the people here is skewed towards the elderly, something I also noticed when I was walking around town. This must be one of those towns where the only people left are those that live here their whole lives and endurantly refuse to leave, and those wanting to live out the rest of their days in one of the increasingly few tranquil places. I guess that also goes a way of explaining how conservative Yamaku's school culture seems to be. Not that I mind one bit. I kinda like how calm Yamaku and its surroundings are. The heat, though, is another matter entirely. Sitting in one place for so long has focused my mind on how annoyingly humid it's getting, now that the hottest part of the day is here. I bet. Okay, I don't need to read. Gah! What did that one dude say? Never mind. The sound of that one Carillion bell takes me completely by surprise as I stand up. A reaction shared by a few people strolling around as well. The PA system crackles to life after the tolling bell ends. Its age shows as the principal makes a barely intelligible announcement over it, officially opening the festival that's very much in full swing. Great timing, Principal. It's quite amusing to contrast the pleasant smiles of the older folks against the alternately pained and bored grimaces of their younger charges. The students, on the other hand, seem to pay it a little heed. Nevertheless, as the address finally ends, all are united in polite, if not overly enthusiastic applause, and then get back to business. Slipping a hand into my pocket to look as relaxed as possible, I casually glance around for something to do. It's somewhat difficult to see very far with all the people around. I decide to fall back on a tried and trusted rule: go where everyone else seems to be gathering. Right now, that's the school courtyard and surroundings. Throwing the used plate into the trash can, I make my way towards the school building. Seeing the number of stalls around the perimeter of the school building surprises me. Quite a few of the classes must have opted to have multiple stalls. In deciding which to visit first, I catch sight of a familiar banner with a blue patterned border and red text. Lily's stall is as good a place to start as any. I'm curious as to how it's going, after all the work she and her class have been doing for it. Stepping up to it, I begin to see why the class took so long to organize everything. Easily twice as wide as many of the other stalls, and with the equipment for cooking strewn everywhere, it's closer to an outdoor restaurant than a festival event. As the student in front of me takes a bowl of noodles and leaves, I walk up to the counter. The girl behind us seems quite exasperated and asks me to wait a moment before she disappears underneath the counter. Seizing the moment, I steal the food. I take a quick glance around. Steam seems to be rising from everywhere as pots and pans simmer away. The most blind of the students are unpacking ingredients while being helped by someone who is probably the teacher of the 3-2. Thank God! Can you imagine that the blind kids were left to their own devices cooking? Where's blind Susan? Oh, she's working the deep fryer. She's doing fine. It doesn't take long to notice Lily among them, talking with the teacher as she quickly counts on the boxes and packets with her fingers. From her expression and the fact that both she and the teacher seem to be in a state of mild confusion, it appears that there seems to be a problem in coordination. Before I can stare any longer, the girl behind the counter pops up again, only to look back and ask where the spare change box is. Lily pauses for a moment before she and the girl will switch places at the counter, and the teacher quickly walks off somewhere.
Sorry about that. We're having a few problems. What would you like? Do you think if I got the entire crowd to be quiet for like 5 minutes, she'll honestly think that no one is here? No, I don't know, Lily. No one showed up to the festival. I'm saying, it's very quiet. Where did everyone go?
It takes me a second to remember what I'd come here for. My eyes quickly dart to the side. I'm sorry. I'm thinking back to it. She's like, no, shh, 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 shh.
Hello? Did the festival end?
Someone do a bell chime. Doom, 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 doom. I'm terrible. We've already stopped from going to hell, people. Stop. My eyes quickly dart to the side and read the menu sitting on the counter. Oh, I guess some miso soup?
Ah, is that Hisao?
Yep. Looks like you're pretty busy. Her face all but confirms as she drops her waitress facade.
Somewhere along the line, our order got mixed up. We're trying to fix it now, but it looks like we only have half of what we needed.
Wouldn't serving smaller portions cover over that problem?
It seems like that's what we'll have to do, though I wish we didn't. The fact that a good half of our class is gone doesn't help either.
They got lost. I glance behind her to see how many people are actually operating the stall. It couldn't be over or about 8. Hisao, if you're about to volunteer us, I will reach through this game and strangle you. I take it that's why your teacher left?
That's right. She's going to try and round up a few more of our classmates to help.
Hearing the sound of footsteps behind me, I stealthily glance backwards to see an elderly couple taking a place in the line. I guess I better stop loitering around and chatting. Here's money for the soup.
Soup? Oh, right. Coming right up.
Lily turns and calls for a bowl of miso soup as I hand over the money for it. It's not real money. It's Monopoly money. They won't know the They won't know the difference. Taking the coins in her palm, I can't help but notice how efficiently she counts them out with her long, pale fingers. Eventually satisfied that I've handed over the correct change, she puts into a small metal tray. Oh man, I'm on a roll. Ooh, it isn't long before the soup is made and carefully handed to her, after which she turns and subsequently passes it to me. Thanks. I'll come back to drop off the bowl.
Thank you, Hisao. Oh, and there's one other thing. Have you seen Hanako?
Hanako? No, not today. Why? She gives a small sigh of abject disappointment. What do you want from me?
It's okay. I was just wondering what she was doing for the festival. You'll come back when you're done then?
Sure. I'll keep an eye out for Hanako too.
Thank you, Hisao.
I walk off from the stall and find a seat, carefully cradling the steaming wooden bowl in both hands. Compared to the dumplings from before, this is quite nice. A little cool compared to what it probably should be, perhaps, but the flavor is enough to cover for that reasonably well. As I drink, I can't help but feel somewhat guilty for not being as involved in the festival as the others. You've been here a week! I'm pretty sure no one's gonna jump on your dick about it. Well, maybe two people in particular, but it can't really be helped, considering that I was dropped into the school only a week ago, but it still weighs heavily on my mind. That, and the fact that a few students don't really seem to be enjoying the festival as much as the visitors. Eventually, I finish my bowl and leave for the stall to drop it off. Considering that there seems to be no line at all, I take my time walking up. It seems the teacher's mission paid off. There are now over a dozen students helping, and much of the unpacking has been done. Despite most of them seeming quite relaxed as they work, Lily still appears to be somewhat stressed. Lily doesn't look impressed at all, and I can't really blame her. Are you serious? Not now! Alright. Thankfully, through the magic of editing, you guys don't have to sit through that conversation. Woo. On top of her issues with her stall, she seems to be worried about Hanako. I can't really help her with the former, so I guess the only way I can help her is by trying to take her mind off of our shy mutual friend. Placing the bowl back on the counter, I call out to Lily. Hey, Lily! Don't worry about Hanako! I'll go find her and hang out with her, okay? I can see Lily's relief plainly written across her face. You know what? Lily wouldn't shout. No. She would very, in a dignified manner, walk over to me and say this. Thanks, Hisao. And if you see anyone from my class, slap him across the face. Will do. Have a good one, and make sure you take a break, okay? I will if I can. See you later, Hisao. I leave Lily in the stall and head out in search of Hanako. In a way, I feel bad for leaving her with the crowds, but even though she was clearly under pressure, I can't help but think that she is enjoying herself. The halls are packed with swaying crowds of meandering throughout the festival. Why are they all throughout the school? And there's one thing I know about Hanako, is that she's not going to be anywhere near this. Dude, I wouldn't be anywhere near this. This is making me nervous, and I'm fucking reading a story. And with the students showing their friends and families their dorms, I doubt she'll be there either. Following blind intuition, I move against the grain of the crowd. She's in the library, I'm gonna guess. Oh, that's just my first guess. Thankfully, the crowd seems to be slightly less festival than your usual festival crowd. I assume this is out of a consideration for the student body. As I force my way through the masses, it doesn't take long for them to thin down into nothingness. Okay, the ambiance went away. Someone was just watching this, and it's kind of creepy. Ooh. Okay, they were ghosts. Theory of this being a supernatural school is still on the table. This is not surprising, since I am standing before the library. Even the most eager students don't bother to show anyone this section of the school. As I enter the library, the noise of the festival fades into a dull background noise, and soon I am in the reading area at the rear of the room. Behind one of the partitioned desks, I see the top of a head with straight, dark hair catching my eye. Hey, Hanako. I had a feeling I'd find you here. Ooh, okay, girl. Probably shouldn't have walked up behind you. The head jumps a little in shock before slowly peeping over the partition. Hey, Sal? Hey, Lily's pretty busy, so she sent me to find you. Oh, do you want to sit down? Actually, I'm feeling a little hungry. Did you just eat? No, me of all people just asked that. Bad. Would you like to get something to eat from one of the stands? I brought some food, so... This girl plans in advance. Point for Hanako. I shouldn't be surprised, but it was worth a try. Expecting her to go outside today was a long shot. How about we eat in the tea room? I passed by it on the way here, and no one was around. We can make some food there, and it'll be a little bit more comfortable. What do you say? Sure, let's go. Hanako closes her book and puts it away with deliberate practice movements. Good to go? Yeah. As we walk side by side from the library to the tea room. Why did I add a word that was not there? This is again what I get for reading in the middle of the night. As expected, there is barely a soul around. If it weren't for the murmurs through the walls, you wouldn't tell that there was a huge festival going on outside. Hanako carries her bag in both hands and focuses on just the floor ahead of her. Every now and again, she seems to break her pace a little and steps in slightly shorter paces. The first time it happened, I gave it no mind, but I soon noticed that she does it on a regular basis. Are you alright? She stops dead in her tracks. What? I don't know. It looked like you were tripping or something. A pink blush rises into her cheeks as her gaze returns to the floor. It's nothing. You know, when you say nothing like that, people are inspired to ask further questions. For a second, I don't think she was going to answer. Prepared to leave it be, I almost set off walking again when... It's a game. What? Okay. I am legitimately curious. You have my curiosity, Miss Hanako. Not my full attention, but part of it. Go on. Game? Do you see the floor here? What a bizarre question and a bizarre adventure. The floor looks just like any other floor, covered in those tiles made up from squares of Chris, I hear you chuckling. You know I can't read. I'm skipping. It's nothing noteworthy. Well, yes. What about it? Sometimes, when there's no one around, I only step on the darker ones. Hanako's voice trails off as her explanation continues, until I can barely hear her voice over the roaring silence of the empty hallway. Darker ones? Shuffling her feet, Hanako points to the toe of her shoe at a tile that is barely a shade darker than the others. Like these ones. Oh, right. So these ones are no good? I point out a nearby tile. Yeah, something like that. Oh, I see. Do you play this game oh my god. Oh. I know damn well this game she fucking plays. I know this game very well because I fucking played it in high school, throughout college even. come on, you know you guys did too. Oh man. Memories. Hanako shakes her head. Just when the halls are empty? She nods. She's fucking smiling when she's nodding. Well then, no point in stopping. I'm beginning to get really hungry. At this point, I'm just gonna start walking on different tiles too. Do it. Come on. We're gonna hopscotch our way to the tea room. She nods again, this time with a little more enthusiasm. Well then, let's go. We set off down the hall, and this time I notice that Hanako is paying a little less attention to the floor. I wonder, just how lonely does someone have to be to come up with a game like, you have no idea. But before I realize what I'm doing, I find myself trying to... Yeah! I find myself trying to aim each step so it lands on the correct tiles. This game's being made as I play it. The noise of the festival is slightly louder inside the tea room, but the breeze coming through the open window makes it worth it. Without thinking, I walk to the windowsill and inhale deeply. I sometimes forget how clean the air is here compared to back home. Would you like some tea? That'd be great, thanks. It occurs to me that this is the first time that I've been alone with Hanako without her trying to be somewhere else. Turning from the window, I watch as she makes a simple pot of tea and arranges some sandwiches onto a plate. I've seen her do this before a number of times, but this time she seems slightly different. Could it be she's calm? It's like she's... I'm getting freaked out now by this game. Eventually she places a small tray on the table and pours 2 cups of tea. The fresh scent of brewed tea mingles with the breeze, and for a second I feel like I'm the only one in the world. I think I know why you like this room now. I don't know what you mean. Well, there's quite a few people out there, but in here it's like another world. You can pretend that there's no one around for miles. You're right. It's like the world has forgotten this room. And because of that, you can forget about the outside. Anything that makes you forget about the outside is a fucking gold star. That would be appealing in some cases. As far as I can tell, conventional bullying doesn't exist in this school. But then again, I haven't seen a single person talk to Hanako besides Lily. If you're ignored by the world, a place where you can forget its existence would hold a special appeal. That's a good point. It's like this room gives you some kind of complete freedom. Yeah. Say, do you play chess? As a matter of fact, I fucking do. Yeah, I was even part of the chess club back in high school. Yes, that was a thing. I can hear people sounding off the nerd alarm right now. Chess? I've played it a bit, I guess. I take it you've played before. A little. Without saying anything more, Hanako moves to one of the cupboards and digs out a small chess set. Do you want... Sure, you want to play me in chess? Oh, Hanako, my dear. Take a seat, for I am about to destroy you. I cut her off, but she doesn't seem to mind it.
We arrange the pieces, and before long we are sending pawns charging to their inevitable fates. I take my time and intently examine each move and its consequences, nostalgia for the game taking second place in the matters at hand. For a time the game is a lengthy battle of attrition, but I spot an opening and tear a line in her defense. A few moves later, her king is cornered by several of my pieces. Checkmate.
You're not bad at this, are you? An honest appraisal. Her technique is pretty good, but several times I was able to exploit her lack of prediction. I pick up a piece and examine it. It looks relatively new, yet worn out for its age.
I guess not.
Does Lily play? No, wait, there are ways blind people can play. Yeah, we'll continue. Does Lily play? The absence of Hanako's answer causes me to think about my question.
A bit. This is the first time I played against someone other than her,
Or... Shizune? She takes me as a chess player. She cuts herself off abruptly, leaving the answer hanging in the air. Someone she knew before coming to Yamaku, maybe. Well then, I'm honored to have played against you.
Can we play again?
She asked if she was asking me to cut off my own hands. The spirit of competition's gone into her? Sure, though don't expect me to go easy on you this time. Not that I was before, mind. She seems to appreciate the competitive tone.
It's the same here.
Okay, the sanctuary's been breached. Battle stations. As we are setting up the pieces, there's a noise at the door. Oh, it's only... At ease, fellas.
Good afternoon. Lily?
Oh. Hey there, Lily. Are you finished?
You both are here? Wonderful. At any rate, our teacher managed to round up some extra help, so I was able to leave. Have you been here since you left?
Pretty much. We've just been playing a bit of chess.
Well, would you like a cup of tea? Actually, I think it may be a good idea to go outside for a little while.
The instant drop of Hanako's face shows her objection to this plan, even though she says nothing. I feel strangely compelled to voice what is plainly in view of her face, but Lily can't see. I kind of think we should just stay here.
Really? It's so crowded here that I was thinking we should leave the school and head for the local tea house. You mean the Shanghai? Of course. With everyone at the festival, it should be practically empty.
Tea house. Guess I'll beat me to that question.
Oh, right. You probably don't know of it.
Oh, is it one of those hipster places?
There's a tea house not far from here, which we go to every so often.
Sounds like a plan. Hanako, what do you think? Hanako jumps a little at being forced into the conversation, but at least she seems less distraught than before.
If it's Shanghai, I think it'll be nice. Well then, it's settled. Let's be on our way.
Hanako and I rise from the table in our preempted chess game. Before I can do anything, Hanako has poured the pieces into a small container and placed the board away. Looks like we're ready now. Please lead on. Hanako moves to Lily's side as we venture onto the school's corridors. The pair leads me through a series of unfamiliar doors as we emerge on the side of the building opposite of the festival grounds. Insulated by the heavy stone of the building, the noise of the crowd has faded to a murmur. Strange. I thought that most people would be beginning to leave by now. They're probably here to view the fireworks. Fireworks? Yes, apparently the school puts on quite a show. A lot of people come from town just to watch them. Lily's decision to leave the school grounds seems to make sense now. Hanako would probably have a hard time with the whole town descending onto the school, or ascending, as the case may be. For the second time since arriving at Yamaku, I found myself walking down this road with Lily. Only now that I can barely hear the incessant noise of the festival do I realize how loud it was. I can hear my ears ringing slightly in the still evening air as they recover from the day's assault on them. Hanako clings to Lily, but still manages to guide her along the road. That, and avoiding the occasional gaze from curious pedestrians, appears to completely sap her constitution. She rarely rises her focus from the ground in front of her, nor does she utter a word. Lily, on the other hand, maintains her prime and proper persona, just as she does in school. It's obvious she purposely puts effort into her appearance, rather than hiding it as Hanako does. It's striking how different they are in their way of holding themselves outside of Yamaku's grounds. That said, it's obvious in both their cases that they do visibly change. Inside Yamaku, everyone is special, which negates the specialness of it. But once we venture outside the school gates, we return to the status of outsider and generic labels. Especially when we are still in school uniform. It's like hanging a sign around your neck, challenging people to figure out what is wrong with you. I'm surprised that so many of the students keep it on. Then again, with canes and wheelchairs common among the students, I guess it's not really that much of a giveaway. Or maybe I'm the only one who sees this as a stigma. Maybe you get used to it after a time. Like any other school uniform. The tea house seems fairly standard from the outside, just an ordinary building with typical signs decorating the entrance. It looks like the type of place you walk by without a thought, just another genetic cafe in a sea of thousands. If Hanako hadn't steered Lily into the entrance, I would have continued on down the road without ever knowing that it existed. Inside the tea house, it takes on more of a traditional feel. Everything seems to have been made from the same lump of timber, from the counter and the benches to the high-backed boots around the walls. But most striking feature of the room is its lack of life. I think I can faintly hear something bubbling away in the background, but otherwise the room is silent. Without any direction, we simply wait near the entrance, politely obeying the "Please wait to be seated" sign. Is this place closed or something? Why? The sound of a chair falling over echoes throughout the empty room, and a head shoots up from inside a booth. Hello, Yuko! I wasn't asleep. And welcome to the Shanghai. Yuko dresses in a pastel apron and clutching a menu, rushes to greet us. Her misaligned glasses and ruffled hair cast suspicion on her previous statement. But whether she was asleep or not, it isn't the first question that leaps to my mind. The fuck are you doing here? What happened to the library? What? Lily? Hisao? Welcome to the Shanghai. Yeah, you fed us that line already. What? Woo! Yuko's still waking up, jerks into a violent bow, dislodging her glasses in the process. Okay, that's what that was. Ew, my glasses. I can't see anything without my glasses. As I pick up her spectacles off the floor, Lily offers an explanation.
Yuko works here part-time as well as at the library. It's one of the reasons we like to come here.
Yuko takes her glasses from her hand, shakily putting them back on.
Yes, that's right. Thanks. Shall I show you to your table? There's no one else here, so you can choose your table and order whatever you like, but there may be a delay as I will have to make it myself. Bye.
It's alright. It's alright, Yuko. Just a pot of black tea and a plate of sandwiches will be fine.
Right, I'll get right onto that.
Yuko hurries off to the back of the cafe, leaving us still standing at the entrance. She pushes the swinging half doors open before realizing that she hasn't seated us.
I'm sorry, but please sit wherever the fuck you want. I'll be right back.
Following her advice, I lead Lily to the nearest booth as Hanako follows. As I begin to sit next to Lily, I realize how appropriate this place is for Hanako. The high-back boots totally separate you from the rest of the room, and it doesn't look like it gets all that many customers. All the furnishings, from the cushions on the benches to the condiment holders, look dated but aren't overly worn. I wonder if Lily deliberately selects places like this to take Hanako. It seems like she's the type that would go to lengths to cater to Hanako's unique predicament.
So, Hisao, I didn't know you played chess.
Well, not very well, but I do know how to play.
I suppose the obvious question would be now, who won?
I wrecked her. Lily's innocent smile makes me hesitant. I don't really want to look like I'm lording over my victory over Hanako.
Hisao did.
Yes, but not by much. Damn. Saying that out loud makes me feel like I've done something terrible.
Well done, Hisao. You've accomplished something that I've only ever failed at.
Thanks. I haven't played in ages, so it felt good to play again.
Yes, it did.
Hanako fidgets with her hair a little and looks away as she replies, but a small smile emerges. It's a little more extreme of a reaction than I expected, but still kinda cute in that Hanako way. Hello again, Yuko. It throws me a little off guard, and only Yuko's cataclysmic re-entry shocks me back into conversation. Are you alright there, Yuko? You need a hand?
I'm fine. I have to do this properly. It's my job, or Wolfgang Zaplowski will kill me.
Concentration plays across her face while she stares at the tray in her hands, as if simply looking at its contents will hold them in place. Sadly, oh goodness, someone needs to actually help her. I think she's about to collapse. Sadly, this does not prove that all that effective. The cups and saucers slowly dance around, occasionally clattering as they collide with one another. Taking great care, Yuko sets the tray down on the table with only the subtlest of crashes.
There, see?
Well done.
Thank you, Yuko.
Yuko's head rockets downwards in her distinctive bow before answering. I have it in my head that she just fucking brained herself on the table, and it makes me smile.
You're very welcome.
Would you like to join us? There's something else I'd like to discuss about that recent order, if I may.
Ah, that's right. Lily and Yuko were discussing a pile of books when I first met Hanako. Something about Lily helping with the Braille.
Yes, we didn't get the chance to go through them, did we?
Yuko hastily sits down next to Hanako. Apparently her dedication to this job only goes as far as her concentration. Once it is broken, she suddenly loses it.
I'll be in the library tomorrow afternoon if you'd like to try again.
That sounds perfect. I'll meet you there after classes. Lily? Oh dear, that's right. Tomorrow is Monday. How could I have forgotten?
I'm starting to feel a little left out of the loop here. Then again, that's to be expected. I've been here for barely a week, so it's impossible to know everyone's schedule.
Well, perhaps we could come to some other agreement. Yuko, will you be in the library later this week?
Maybe. But this is already overdue.
And there's some things I need. This might be a problem.
Lily ponders for a second before discovering the answer.
I wonder, might we be able to enlist the help of another if need be?
Yeah, thanks, Twitch. To do what? You lost me quite some time ago. Being volunteered for something without even having the slightest idea what's going on isn't really my thing. And here I thought I had finally escaped the clutches of the student council and their repeated attempts to recruit me.
Oh, of course. The other day I was helping Yuko sort out new Braille books in the library. But Hanako and I usually go shopping on Monday afternoons. It's quieter on that day than the weekends. Last week we couldn't go because I was busy with the festival. I managed to slip away later in the week, but Hanako couldn't make it.
Well, since I can't read Braille, I'm assuming you would like me to go shopping with Hanako?
Correct. You were a great help to me the other day.
I think I can handle that. Hanako, what do you think?
If you wouldn't mind.
Of course not. I'm still not familiar with all the stores in the area, so it sounds like a good idea.
Oh, okay. Now that we have that arranged, shall we have some tea?
It's now that I realize our tea has been sitting idly by all this time, getting no hotter.
It's my fault. Let me pour that for you.
Yuko reaches out with shaking hands, but I intercept her. She looks in no state to be handling hot liquids.
It's alright. I've got this.
Since you've already made the tea and sandwiches, you fulfilled your waitress's duties, right?
I guess.
Yuko relaxes a little, but still watches eagerly as I share out the assortment. Okay, we're under attack. Where's my shit? Okay. As I'm about to bite into the sandwich, a low, loud rumble can be heard, along with a flash of light from the outside. Oh, Kenji's right? It's a fucking fire. I am the dumb.
I take it the show has started.
Ooh, pretty, yay. Only now looking outside, I realize that dusk has come and gone, leaving us in the peak of twilight. Sparking traces arc upwards, ready to explode in the floral shapes of fireworks.
Let's go watch.
Yes, let's go bring Lily to watch the fireworks. I love you, game.
Oh, sorry, Lily.
This right here, these are now my favorite group of people to hang out with. They make me seem calm.
Please, don't
Come on, Ryan, come on.
Please, don't miss the show on my account. From what I've heard, this isn't a bad location to watch them from.
Oh, look at the pretty artwork.
Oh, here's that nice piano music I enjoy.
Sorry, I was actually getting relaxed by that.
With the exception of Lily, we rush to the window of the small tea house to watch the show. The strobe of colored lights plays across Hanako and Yuko's smiling faces, and for a second, I forgot to look out the window. In this totally new world, there are a few things that don't change. War. I think that's why the school makes such a fuss over this festival. It's a chance to show the similarities between everyone.
You know what? You want to know the best way to figure out all the ways that we're similar? Go watch George Carlin's stand-up where he explains all the ways in which we're similar. If you don't know who George Carlin is, this is the perfect opportunity to be introduced.
The show is over all too quickly. Fireworks are expensive, even for the most well-funded schools. Before we return to our tea and sandwiches, Hanako turns to me. Thanks for today. And tomorrow.
That's okay. I don't think I could have faced those crowds either. That is not a lie. I do not do well with I do not do well with crowds.
On days like this, it's more relaxing to spend time away from everyone, don't you think? Yeah.
Anyway, we've been delaying this tea for far too long now. Let's get back.
Sure.
We return to our booth and our light meal.
That sounded impressive. Bigger than last year's, at least.
Yeah, it was great. I've never seen them put on such a show. It gets better every year. Next year we're going to get actual howitzers.
I'm afraid, however, that during the time, the tea has gone cold.
Oh no! Let me make some more. This is my fault.
Yuko, please. Calm down. We'll just pretend it's iced tea. Calm down, Yuko. It's nobody's fault.
I take a sip from my cup just to prove the point. The tea isn't too bad.
Cool. Well, anyway, it's like an iced tea. Oh. This is getting creepy for me.
Really?
Yes, really. If you add a bit of sugar, it's kinda nice.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Now, why don't you sit down and we'll finish this together?
Okay.
Yuko doesn't seem convinced, but sits down regardless. She carefully measures out about 5 teaspoons of sugar and adds them to her tea. I said a bit of sugar.
I know, but I like my tea sweet anyway.
Curiously, I peer into her cup. As expected, hardly any of that sugar just dissolves in the cold liquid. She stirs it twice before upturning the cup and drinking the contents, sugar and all, in a single mouthful. Damn, girl!
You're right. That's not bad at all.
Yeah. Good. I look back to Lily and Hanako. Both of whom have finished their meal as I witness Yuko's personality in action. Not wanting to hold anyone up, I use her tactic and finish the remainder of my tea in a single swill. Well then, it seems we're all finished.
Should we head back now, or do you want seconds?
Yuko's expression shows that this is quite clearly not a good idea. I think it would be best if we got back soon. We do have to get back before curfew, after all.
Oh, that's a good point. I'll meet you tomorrow, Yuko.
I'll be looking forward to it, Lily. Goodbye, everyone.
We make our way out of the small tea house and into the dark of the night. Lily and Hanako once again take point, but under the cover of darkness, Hanako seems slightly less stressed than she did on the trip here. Well, assassins usually blend in well and are most comfortable in the darkness. Because no one can see me move in the darkness. Oh man, we we move against the occasional group of people emptying the school grounds, but Hanako seems to lead us along a few minor roads, avoiding the bulk of the crowd. Outside the dorms, the school seems strangely quiet when compared to the noise of the day. Well then, thank you both for today. I think I learned a lot.
You're most welcome, but I'm afraid that I really must be going. Today has been a long day.
That's right. Lily spent all the day on her feet. I can imagine that walking outside the school would be pretty tiring for her. I feel a pang of guilt as I remember that I was probably the one in the school that got up and around 10 this morning. Yeah, you lazy piece of shit. Sure thing. Hold on, folks. I'm okay. Well then, I'll see you both tomorrow. Good night.
Good night, Hisao. Night.
The girls return to the dorm, and I to mine. Actually, now that I consider it, today tired me out as well. Why is it what? Oh, do we have budget now?
Hello!
Are you seriously trying to hide in front of me in pure sight behind your book? Why is that adorable? Oh my god, we hit Act 2! Hide and seek! Oh, I think I got part of that animation too, you know? It's like, oh god, that... You never get used to the sound of an alarm clock. Anyway, I think I understood part of that animation. When Hanako's looking around that crowd of people and she's all stressed. But then, you know, like in real life, you see that one person that you recognize, that you're familiar and comfortable with, and suddenly that crowd is not there anymore. Oh, we're on a Hanako route. So, the game apparently finished reading my soul and decided that I should be paired off with Hanako. This will be interesting. Well, I think after all that, finishing off not just the chapter in one sitting, but the rest of the act, I think that is an excellent place to leave off. I hope you guys enjoyed this extended episode. I had a blast reading through it. I hope that you can come back again with your friends and loved ones, gather up with a snack and a blanket and just enjoy yourselves once more. So, if, as always, you enjoyed in any way, shape, or form, give it a like, subscribe to the channel. It really helps the Empire grow. Check out the Facebook, follow along with it. I post some news updates as well as other content that you guys might find enjoyable. And I will see you guys next time on Ryman's Bizarre Adventures in Katawa Shoujo. Adios.